From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome into The Horse's Mouth, of course, here at Tommy Mac's at my bar, brought to you by our good friends at Dasher and at Hot Spring Spas of Jacksonville. This time around, we're doing B. Teal in Campo's Corner. Yeah, that's right. We're combining the two. Coach Dave Campo is here, and Brian Sexton is here as well. Let's welcome them in. Coach, how are you, pal?
I'm good, Tom.
Good to see
how
you,
you
Brian.
doing?
Pleasure, my friend.
Never better.
All right, the Combine is ongoing. Coach, as a coach, how do you look at the Combine? Like, how much stock do you put into it? Is it different when maybe you were, through it as opposed to today?
Well, it's definitely different. I mean, there's no question about it. I always looked at it like, the medical was number one.
Okay.
Get those things out of the way. Interviews, really, as an assistant coach, I loved them because I went through a bunch where you had plenty of time.
Sure.
The head coach ones are a little different because you only have like 18 minutes or something, so you fire at them and you see, you get something out of it.
Yeah.
The difference today is, though, that they're really cutting back on the numbers because of the NIL.
Right.
There's a lot less guys going there.
Right.
And there's a lot more coaches now that are not going to the Combine because of all the pro workouts at their own facility, which kids feel more comfortable with. The good thing about it is it's the first time they're in front of a professional group. So you really see some of their manners and
traits.
that type of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the other day, Trent Baalke was saying that it's mostly about the interviews, right?
Yeah.
The Jaguars GM, and he, of all people, would be there with a stopwatch and getting all the different measurements on guys. But you do get that on the workouts, and obviously the scouts are crisscrossing the country, and you've got an idea. But it is about the medical side. On a sidebar, it's about entertainment now.
Yes.
Listen, the Combine will be on NFL Network, and they're showing more than they ever have, and it will do better ratings than NBA basketball games.
Yeah.
Regular season NBA basketball games aren't as entertaining as guys running around in shorts and t-shirts.
Yep.
I don't get that.
Right.
But that shows you how popular football is in this country.
Well, I should have been in marketing because when I was with the Cowboys, I said to Jerry Jones one time, I said, Jerry, and they didn't have anything on TV. They didn't have anything. It was just an empty arena. I said, why don't you sell tickets to the Combine?
Yeah.
Who cares? Bring in all the fans into the big. You fill the place. I didn't even say anything about TV. I just said, sell it out.
Yeah.
But it's a little different now, I think.
From a football operations standpoint, medical, but also psyche. Like, what kind of kid is this kid? Like, what kind of ball player is he going to be? Can you figure it out just at the Combine? That's the tricky part before you draft these kids, right?
Yeah, I don't know that you have enough time, to be honest with you, to figure that out. That's why the pro workouts are the best, because you can go in there, you can spend time with a kid, but you can also talk to everybody in the building. And I think you find out just as much from the assistant trainer as you do from talking to the kid about the way the kid is.
All right, so let me ask you this, both of you. When a guy doesn't perform at the Combine, chooses not to, but he goes for the medical, goes for the interviews, but he's not going to throw, he's not going to run, he's not going to do anything. Does it bother you? Or are you like, no, it's just part of it?
No, because he's probably going to have an on-campus workout and probably make a visit to my facility if I'm that interested in him. I can learn enough about him. Not to get into the science of it, but there is a connection between the brain and the gut when you talk about a gut instinct on something. If I get a couple of minutes with you, I'm going to have a gut instinct, right? Are you my kind of guy? Because and Dave will echo this. I hope he does. This is a crystal ball business, right? I've got to look and see, who you are now in front of me, but look into the crystal ball. Who are you going to be when I bring you to my city and I pay you? And there's all sorts of outside influences around you.
Right.
So I don't care so much about the workout. I've got tape from you playing. I'm going to see you in my building and maybe in your college environment. I need that time with you to get the medical and just to develop the gut instinct.
Well, trusting your gut and getting your ego out of the way, because a lot of coaches, I'm not saying you coach, but a lot of coaches say, I can make this kid one of my own. I see his talent, I've talked to him, I'll make him. I don't care if he fits my culture right now. Eventually he will, but that doesn't always work out.
Well, when I look at the total picture of things, the better your culture is, the better chance you have of handling somebody that doesn't necessarily fit that.
Sure.
For example, Charles Haley with us in Dallas.
Yeah, they're exceptions.
Jimmy felt he could handle them because of the Michael Irvins and the Emmett Smiths and the Troy Aikmans, and he was able to do that, but that doesn't always work. I mean, you have to really understand a kid as much as you can. When you're paying them that kind of money, it's a tough deal. It's subjective in a way.
And the culture of the franchise, right? I mean, not everybody can go to Dallas and succeed on that huge stage where Mr. Jones is so allowing of anything, right? Hey, good, bad, indifferent, it's the Cowboys. Some people are more meant to be in a Jacksonville or a Green Bay, which is much smaller, much more controlled. Now, maybe they can grow into a Cowboys, but not everybody's made for that stage.
He hit that right on the head because you look at the Yankees. You know, the Yankees, not everybody can play in New York City.
Damn right.
That's just the way it is. And you see guys that were very successful. Rodon for the Yankees right now. He's a Cy Young guy. He comes in and he's terrible last year. Now we'll see what happens. Can he grow into the situation? I think he hit it right on the head.
Well, even with coaches handling the media, I mean, New York is a tough, Philly tough, right? A little easier in some other places.
Well, like Jacksonville?
Like Jacksonville.
I've had this conversation with Doug Peterson. Hey, you go from Philadelphia, which may be the most shark-infested media waters that exist in professional football. Really no maybe about it. That's their culture there. And you come to Jacksonville, which is especially young at this particular moment in time, right? And small. No. All of a sudden now, he's swimming with the sharks here because it isn't as dangerous as when you're swimming in Philly.
No, absolutely right. I'll say this about the Combine. I was not invited to the Combine. I'm glad I wasn't because I'm sure my 40 would have been terrible. But if I knew like I was going to put on a show, maybe not quarterback, I kind of understand it, but I'm going there to show it. Like I'm going to show off. All these teams, if I could run a 4.5 40, a 2.45 playing middle linebacker, guess what? I'm first in line. Like, you want to see me run? Watch this. You want to see me jump? Watch me jump. You want to see me move in these drills? I can't wait to show all of you what I have to bring to the table.
Yeah, well, just so you know, Tyreek Hill wasn't invited to the Combine either. So that's how subjective it is.
My point is, guys, I don't want to work out as opposed to guys that do. I would always want to work out.
Absolutely. I would think that the majority of the guys, unless you're one of the guys that are, everybody knows you're going to go first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. You go there and you work out.
Well, I'll tell you this. Look, Jaden Daniels is not going to throw. Caleb's not going to throw. Fine. I get it. But you know what? Those other QBs better throw because they got a lot to show, in my opinion. If the top two are going to be out of the way, then I definitely want to throw in front of the scouts.
Don't discount the fact that you've got agents telling players, you're contributing to the NFL's television product for which we get no revenue. So let's be careful what we do. If they're going to pay us, then maybe we're going to come in and we're going to go and throw so that, because the quarterbacks now, they're on center stage and all that stuff is prime time. There's part of you that goes, I don't really gain that much from the TV audience. I'm not going to throw.
No, I get it. I know the pro days are all scripted. They're all nice fluff and rosy. And
everything is the combine scripted. I mean, everything is very calculated.
But they're not your guys, is what I'm getting at.
You're right.
Throwing to different guys. I don't know. I'd probably want to get out there.
Hey, listen, guys like you and me in broadcasting, you in football, right? We had to show everything. We had to work harder. We had to be willing to stay late and to arrive early because our talent, wasn't, I'm not speaking for you, me. In order to get where I wanted to go, I had to go work at a station and do 8-man high school football, It took me there to get here. There are plenty of broadcasters, Joe Buck comes to mind, who never did the minors like I did. Why? Well, he was more talented. He could afford to say, I'm not going there, I'm going here. And that exists.
And just so you know, I never met an offensive coach that I liked. The defensive guys work out there. You don't see very many defensive guys saying, hey, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to do this or do that. That offensive side of the ball is a little different.
Soft,
a little different.
That's why we play defense, don't you? With the smart, get in the way kind of guys, they play offense.
Absolutely. That's why you want to jump out there.
Go put your nose in there.
All right, fellas, great to always love talking ball, talking Jags every single week here on the Horse's Mouth. Of course, Coach Campo and Brian Sexton. Check out their profiles. Check out this conversation at dailynewsnetwork.com. Until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. And we'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Cheers.
The coach should be going to bed at night thinking about the athlete and how they're going to help that athlete improve. They shouldn't be worrying about how am I going to quantify their improvement, or am I going to have to keep up with all this information? Those things that are kind of background to the coach focusing there on the athlete. And so what Dasher does is it takes all those side things away, allowing the coach to focus then on the athlete.